All right, happy Sunday, everybody. We are live talking about the weather for today. We're looking at ahead of a beautiful day. No more Saharan dust from David. We're not expecting any dust in the forecast, David, just yet. Usually August, September starts to trend down. That's the good news for the dust in the air. So air quality should be decent today and this week. It's mainly the chance for rain tomorrow and Tuesday we're kind of focusing in on, which we'll talk about in just a second. We do need rain. Our yards need it. Our farmers need it. The land needs it. I mean, July was awesome, but this month so far has been pretty dry. We haven't seen much. We saw a couple of showers earlier on Friday night, very spotty activity, but now things are just looking dry for today. Better chance for a couple of storms tomorrow and Tuesday. So again, we'll talk about that and the timing in a second. But if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. So also, everybody asks, when is the first cold front coming in? It varies, and it also varies on what you consider cold or chilly. For example, the left column you see on this graphic right here, anything below 80 degrees. When we get a forecast high or a high temperature below 80, it's typically mid to late September on average. However, last year it didn't happen until early October. That's kind of the range we're looking at. It can still be pretty hot for the first 2 weeks of September. It's looking like that, but obviously late September, early October is when we could start to see a little bit of a cool down. Anything below 70, for example, doesn't usually happen until late October. So if you also remember last year for Halloween and the day before, October 30th and 31st, we had a powerful cold front move in last year before Halloween, and that dropped highs into the 40s and 50s around the area. So we can get powerful cold fronts in late October. Of course, every year is different. It varies year to year, season to season, but this just shows you kind of an average look at what we typically see in regarding high temperatures falling below a certain number. Below 60, forecast highs don't drop below that until, early to mid-November, and then so on and so forth. But it depends on the strength of the cold front and the entire weather setup. It involves more than that, but this just shows you when we typically start seeing our first cold front, late September, early October. And also, these kind of fronts, at first, they bring the temperature down for a couple of days, and then it rebounds very fast. So that's also something to consider. But we're entering a different time of year. It's still hot today. It's 98 degrees today. Tomorrow, a little cooler because of some rain, and we'll talk about that again in a second. So here it is tomorrow, 50% coverage on rain. Tuesday, 40, backing off for Wednesday, but we have daily chance for rain for the next 7 days. That is phenomenal. We do need that. Right now it's outside, 79 at the airport, 80 at Stinson. Winds are light at 5 miles an hour. No rain here in the city. There are a couple of isolated showers south and southeast of San Antonio. Luis, can you explain why storms fall apart when they get close to San Antonio? Okay, so this time of year, in the summertime, Luis, in June, July, August, and September, what primarily drives showers and storms in the summertime, this time of year, is heat. So, meaning, when you contrast it with spring or in the winter, you get these large upper level systems that move over Texas. And what that does, it provides upper level support for longer track thunderstorms that can last a long time across the state. But when you have summertime thunderstorms, they just pop up for about 15 to 20 minutes and then they rain themselves out and they're gone. So the way to explain it is that summertime thunderstorms are driven by heat, which just fluctuates from afternoon to evening, which is why a lot of them dissipate very quickly. But in the spring and winter, they're driven by upper level winds, and that support helps them last longer for miles and for hours. So the summertime, they just last for about 15 minutes and then rain themselves out and they're gone. But in different seasons like spring and winter, they can last a lot longer. They can rain a lot longer because of just how much support there is in the upper levels of the atmosphere. That is probably the shortest answer I can give you. But that's because, on Friday we saw a couple of downpours move through Universal City, Schertz, towards Garden Ridge, Timberwood Park, but they rained themselves out by the time they got to the west side of San Antonio. So they didn't last very long, but that's the nature of summertime thunderstorms. They pop up, they produce lightning and heavy rain for some of us, and then they rain themselves out 15, 20 miles down the road, and poof, they're gone. That is the nature of summertime thunderstorms. They're driven by heat and the fact that you start to cool down after 7, 8 p.m., you lose the heating of the day and you lose the strength of these showers and storms. Michael, you need a cold front. Yeah, man, me too, man. From earlier last week, it was 108. Today will be around 98, so not as hot, but I mean, that's slightly cooler, right? But in terms of a strong cold front, it usually doesn't happen until late September. Let me show you actually this graphic we were talking about earlier, Michael. So this is a look at how it typically unfolds season to season. Our first cold front usually happens between late September and early October. Now the left column shows what you consider cold because it's such a subjective term in meteorology. It's just a boundary between warm and cooler air. So even if the temperature drops 1 to 2 degrees, that is technically a cold front. But when we talk about cold fronts, everybody gets riled up. Oh man, cold, that's not cold. So when we're looking at highs below 70, that usually happens in mid to late October. When we see highs go below 60, for example, sub 60 high temperatures early to mid-November. But for forecast highs to drop below 80, for example, it doesn't typically happen until mid-September, but last year it happened in October 5th of 2023. So yeah, so that's just kind of how it unfolds on average and how it unfolded last year. So rain on the radar, nothing yet. There are a couple of isolated showers southeast towards Matagorda Bay and the coastal bend right now. Today's forecast, we stayed pretty dry, 98 degrees, mostly sunny. And there will be a couple of stray showers today between 2 and 6 p.m. It's not going to be a lot, and mostly south of San Antonio. So this is what it looks like today. 4 p.m., 1 or 2 hit or miss showers possible around San Antonio. Don't hold your breath over it. It's going to be a small chance. Right now, 20% is what we're forecasting for this afternoon and this evening. Higher coverage of isolated storms towards George West, Beeville, Corpus Christi, but the chance is there tonight. Most of us staying dry, highs mid to upper 90s today. Watch what happens. Quiet tomorrow morning, active tomorrow afternoon and evening with the help of a upper level disturbance moving in from the Gulf of Mexico. A weak trough axis or a weak trough or upper level low moves in from the east. This moves into Texas tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. This will keep rain chances high at Monday afternoon and into Tuesday morning. That time window, pretty good. Here's another look at a forecast model. Tonight, quiet. Tomorrow morning, couple of storms between here and Corpus Christi. Tomorrow afternoon, scattered showers, a few thunderstorms possible. Monday afternoon between 12 and pretty much 8 o'clock, we'll have a high chance at seeing a couple of downpours in the area. Tuesday morning, less coverage, but the chance is still there at a couple of isolated storms and downpours Tuesday. So we have a weather impact alert for Monday. And same thing for Tuesday. Monday, coverage of rain, 50%. Tuesday, down to 30 or 40. But our main chance and heaviest pockets of rain will probably form Monday afternoon, Monday evening, between 12 and 8 p.m. Keyword, scattered storms. Main takeaway, drive safe if you're heading out Monday afternoon, Monday night, work, commute, etc. This will impact driving conditions. Lower visibility, slick roads, things like that. Obviously, not expecting anything severe. But again, this could impact driving conditions in the afternoon and evening. Bottom line, we want rain, we need rain, but this just will impact your day Monday and Tuesday. Mostly on Monday, but this could carry on to Tuesday, just depending on how slow this low moves across South Texas. Michael, you're welcome. Thank you very much, Michael. So we'll leave it on the forecast a little longer, guys. That is today's timeline. 20% chance at a stray shower, isolated shower today, around 4 and 5 o'clock. But if you have any outdoor plans, if you're grilling outdoors, if you're getting ready for preseason football, looks nice. It'll be hot, upper 90s. Drink plenty of water, be safe, stay hydrated. Monday and Tuesday, temperatures come down a bit. That is perfect. Obviously, this is still hot, but it's below average. Lower 90s, depending on how much rain we see. If it's a little more than 50% coverage of rain, that may restrict highs into the upper 80s Monday. We're hoping for that, but right now, scattered rain Monday, scattered rain Tuesday. A couple of those downpours that move into the region could be heavy. Not expecting anything severe, but lightning, a gusty wind, and some localized heavy rain will be possible. Monday and Tuesday in the afternoon and evening, impacting commuting conditions and driving across San Antonio and across the region from the Hill Country to Pleasanton to Seguin, etc. around our area. 40 to 50% coverage of rain, and this additional cloud-covered rain-cooled air will bring down the temperatures. 92 compared to 108 last week. That is some improvements, to say the least. Wednesday, 20 to 30% into Thursday. Apologize for that, guys. 96 on Thursday, and you can see August is wrapping up this week. September begins next Sunday, and September begins on a warm note, middle to lower 90s, partly cloudy, and additional rain chances for the first few days of the new month. Again, September 1 on Sunday, 7 days from now. Have a wonderful Sunday, guys. Be safe. Stay cool. It's going to be hot today, 98. Weather impact alert days Monday and Tuesday. Scattered rain, a few thunderstorms will be possible, especially in the afternoon and evening commute. Otherwise, rain chances back off by the end of the week as we wrap up August. Can you believe it? September begins in 7 days. That means fall is around the corner. Have a wonderful Sunday, guys, and we'll see you later tonight on KENS 5, news at 10. No 5:30 show tonight, but we will be on live tonight at 10. If you have any questions, feel free to message me on social media. But we'll have another update later on today on KENS 5. Happy Sunday. We'll see you later.